Sorry.
Hello, SMM5 here, after a well-awaited return, and today I will be doing another analysis of an SMG4 character, this time of everyone's favorite Psycho B-turned-tall queen, Saiko. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Saiko first appeared in the SMG4 video, Doki Doki Mario Club, where Fishy Bootkins was sad in Valentine's Day and decided to find a way to bring his video game girlfriend to life. She was too loving for anyone's own good, and she started hurting everyone due to her obsession with Bootkins. Later she had to be taken down by Mario and the gang, and she ran away crying. Since then she had appeared in episodes such as Final Fantasy Mario and Mario Battle Royale as a reoccurring antagonist, attempting to get revenge on Mario and his friends for what happened between her and Bootkins. This changed, however, in an episode called Luigi's Lesson, where Luigi attempts to teach Saiko to be nice and someone people would actually want to be around. Initially this seems to fail, but then Mario gets a heart attack and Saiko is the one to get him to a hospital before it's too late, progressing into a more neutral morality instead of an antagonistic force. It's shown in the Mario Hustle and the Mario Cafe that Saiko actually hangs out with the gang, progressing into more of a friendship as opposed to being their enemy or neutral. And in the Waluigi Apocalypse, she's actually seen saving Mario and SMG4, and helping to save her friends, and Mario catches the fact that Saiko actually cares about the well-being of her friends enough to try and save them, as she denies it. After the Waluigi arc, she would be seen more often hanging out with her friends, particularly Meggy and Tari, and becomes a permanent member of the SMG4 gang. And during the Bob arc, she is shown to still consider Bootkins her friend, enough to snap and help the gang ride a distract on Bob instead of perusing her solo music career she had initially planned. In later episodes past 2018, she would display a good friendship with her friends, nothing particularly special but still a good friendship. However, it is really during the anime arc where we see the real extent of her growth and how much she really cares about her friends. She is forced to leave Japan, and she enjoyed having her friends there, and we see how determined her friends are to unban anime so she can stay in the Mushroom Kingdom with them. And in the second half of the arc, we see her reaction to the idea that Meggy has gone missing, and that she is very noticeably determined to finding her and taking down her kidnapper. By the end of the anime arc, she was furious at Francis for what he did to Meggy, and she sent him to his grave herself. Since then she'd continue hanging out with her friends and fighting for them when the time calls for it, namely in the arcs. In 2021, it's implied that she's been questioning her place in the world, or missing her friend from her video game. I don't know, that wasn't really explored or explained in the KS2 mini-arc. Anyways, she summoned her friend Keizo and began to regress, but ended up staying who she's become due to the influence her friends have had on her. And later on she ends up convincing Keizo to change as well after telling him a truth that brought him into reality. From a story standpoint, that is pretty much how hers has gone. Of course, there's a gap between her story in 2019 and 2021 or 2022, since SMG4 doesn't tend to do much for her character anymore, but she still has a story throughout her time in the SMG4 universe. A lot of people say that Saiko is mean to her friends a lot. In some cases that is true, namely in her interactions with Mario, but I would actually argue that she is perhaps one of the most caring characters in SMG4. When she first appeared, she was psychotic and only really cared about herself and how she felt. Her love for Fishy Bootkins was out of obsession and a need for attention. I think it's safe to say that their breakup was unnecessary. During her villain stage, when she was still hooked onto the hurt feelings of their breakup, she would antagonize the SMG4 group on multiple occasions and try and kill them. However, this stopped in the SMG4 video, Luigi's Lesson. In this video, Luigi sees that Saiko is sad about her villain status and attempts to teach her how to be nice and likable. It fails initially, but later in the episode she helps Luigi get Mario to the hospital before it's too late, and would occasionally be seen hanging out with the gang since. In the Waluigi Apocalypse, she is seen trying to save her friends. She tries and play it off as her doing it for a selfish reason, but in reality we all know she was doing it because she likes being around them. And in the Rapper Bob arc she gets mad at Bob for hurting Bootkins and helps make an awesome diss track that takes his rap career down. And like I said earlier, 2019, that's when the full extent of her growth really became clear, because multiple times she shows us how much she really cares about her friends. She was happy her friends were with her in Japan, she snapped at Dusty for accusing Axel, her other friend, of kidnapping Meggy. And she is the most visually determined character to save Meggy, aside from maybe Mario. And when she confronts Francis, she puts him in a machine that slowly kills him as the island explodes as revenge for Dusty and Meggy. It's obvious that between her first appearance and the end of the anime arc, her arc was becoming a caring person for her friends and showing genuine compassion for them. She's a little cold sometimes, but she's also a caring, loyal, and powerful friend who will always be ready to protect her own. This caring side is most evident with her relationship with Tari, which has always felt akin to her being an older sister or mother figure for her. And during the KS2 arc, her character growth was challenged by Keizo, who served as a duality of her older self. While this mini-arc wasn't successful, it did at least show how far she has come as a character and the kind of person she is now, even if that could have been done much better. But overall I really liked her character arc of going from psychotic villain to a caring friend. I have seen people say that she is like a mother figure for the rest of the group, and I would not disagree with that, since that really is the kind of person she has become to them. Being a rock star, Saiko is pretty metal. She tends to be cool in the face of danger and you rarely see her afraid. And rather or not her enemy is more powerful than her, she is always more than happy to roll out. Like I have been implying for most of this video, Saiko has a soft spot for things that bring her joy, like Tari and her puppy. And whenever there is a fight, she is ready for the action and does enjoy fighting. She's also pretty assertive. She wasn't going to allow Tari to leave the dentist until she got her dentist check, and she tends to try and keep things in line whenever she can, hence the mother figure part people say about her. I would also say she's pretty headstrong. Not as much so as Meggy, but when she's determined to do something she's not likely to stop until it's done. Saiko does not really have much when it comes to goals, though what she does have is pretty clear. She is a rock star who likes to write songs with her band partner, Keizo, and sometimes Tari is seen in some occasions, and she is determined to keep her friends safe when she knows something is up. For potential, I believe she can be used in group episodes as a straight man figure or as someone trying to keep the others from doing something bad, though that's already done a lot with Meggy, which would explain why she doesn't do much in videos anymore. Really, most of what Meggy does these days, fighting and getting annoyed at Mario, stopping the more crazy characters from doing something stupid, etc., are things I would imagine Saiko would be filling the role of instead, since that's more in line with Saiko's characterization than Meggy's has ever been. However, Saiko is also great for videos involving music and songs. Darkest Hour and Psycho Sis are two of the best songs in SMG4. I do not think you will find any fan of SMG4 who will disagree with that. And due to her fighter attitude, any video involving action and fighting would work for her too. Like perhaps she, Tari and Mario are out to do something and get jumped by street thugs, and Saiko proceeds to touch that chin like her name is Superfly. And she has some character dynamics that work as well, though not a ton of them. Her dynamic with Tari is wholesome and funny, and with Meggy they come off as besties, and their trio dynamic was good. Her dynamic with Mario is really hit or miss with people, and I'm not aware of other dynamics she works particularly well in, though I can see her working well with Melanie and Belle, but that's kind of it for dynamics with Saiko. Overall she has some level of usage for videos, not as much as Melanie or SMG3 but not zero. She doesn't have a ton of memorable characters dynamics, and unless SMG4 ever wants to stop making Meggy the new Saiko by giving her Saiko's character traits just to give her more screen time, there isn't much use for Saiko in the kind of videos SMG4 normally makes that she would fit in these days. However, she is still good in music and fighting videos, which are the two aspects she shines in anyways, so that is good. Overall, Saiko is a solid character in my opinion. It is a shame she doesn't get used often, and it's honestly a little frustrating that she has to take the backseat for roles she can perfectly fill all the time just so Meggy can have an extra moment. While she does come off as a little cold to a good chunk of the audience, namely fans of Mario, I believe she is badass and underrated. She had a good character arc and she is usable for a solid amount of videos, and she's one of those characters who comes off as overly tough and unbreakable on the outside, but is kind of a softie on the inside. In the end, she is a solid character and I hope to see more of her in the future. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and let me know what you think of Saiko in the comments below. Do you think she's a good character? Would it be better to use her more in videos? Thank you all for watching, see you all next time.